Hi, this is Lisa B. Adams, your seesaw Maven, and I am back. Did you miss me? I missed you. I have another fabulous friend, a wonderful friend. Yes, yes, yes. You're talking about books, books galore, books galore. The extraordinary, the literary Miss Toneal Jackson. Hey, girly girl.
Yes. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Girl, I am splendiferous. Can we go with that one?
Girl, now how you spell that? No, I don't know how to spell that.
SPL indifference.
See, that was one of those ones that I would have put on Google. I thought it was spelled, and let me just have let's have a moment that I done put a word game on my phone because Google just taught me that I don't have to learn how to spell so I can get my skills back up to par. I had to put a game on the phone so I could spell it out, you know. So how are you? You doing good?
Girl, I ain't got no complaints over these parts. We ain't got time to complain. We got to keep it moving.
Cool. Tell us a little bit about you.
Oh man. Okay. So I am, as you said, I got a little bit of good books galore. So that's kind of what she, me, her, I do. So we have 13 books now. But I'm so excited, Lisa, about this series that I have a prayer devotional journal line that is dropping, right?
I saw that.
Yeah, so I'm excited. That's like the newest baby. And you know, like when we do our books, those are our babies. So it's like I had 13 and I write across genre. So for your audience who may not know me, I write across genre. I have an entrepreneur book. I have a few relationship books. I have a few communication books, children's books, and then like personal growth. So I'm that type of author that really kind of specialize in that self-help, right? So that's mostly my category, but I did do a narrative fiction novel a few years ago. So I just kind of jumped all across the board. And this year I did a couple anthologies that were released. One of them was called The Race to the Ring. It was 6 other phenomenal authors all across the country that participated in that. And then under my publishing imprint, APS Publishing, we released Fruit of the Spirit, making life's bitter moments, or taking life's moments and make bitter moments and making them sweet, something like that.
Too many of them to remember.
Yeah, it's Fruit of the Spirit, the Fruit of the Spirit anthology. And so in either case, those projects dropped this year, but I'm excited because this is the first project that I am dropping. I think it's been a couple years since I released my last book. And this is different because, again, they are prayer devotional journals. And so like it's going to be an interactive experience because it's not just about the journal, but it's also going to be some classes that go along with them, right? So it's prayer life classes. So there are 4 journals and they are all 13-week classes. So if you do the quick math, that means for a year of Mondays, because the classes are going to launch on that first Monday in January, which is January 4th. So we are going to be praying. The first journal is called Praying Peace Over Your Life. Then the second journal, so the second 13 weeks, we'll be praying purpose for your life. Then we'll be praying problems out of your life. And then we'll be finishing out the year praying prosperity into your life. And so like, I am so totally excited about that. That is one of the projects that I have going on. But like I alluded to, I haven't really been dropping a lot of books because I also am a publisher. And so, you know, my daughter Autumn, she is the one that's been dropping books like boom, boom, boom. She had a 8 book series for her Too Much Drama series. So we got that all published and released this year. And then I had another author, Diana Fisher. She released a book called Overcoming My Storms in October. Another author, friend of mine out of Alabama, she'll be releasing her book in December. It's called The Exegesis of My Soul. So I've been doing a lot of coaching and publishing more this year than writing, but that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Well, you know, it sounds like that you've been doing really good in the midst of it all.
In the midst of it all, come on, yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. The midst of it all, you know what?
Absolutely.
And if I am honest, I ain't missed a beat.
That make 2 of us.
I have not.
I think I done skipped a little bit faster since it's been a pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. God has and is continuing open doors. It just lets me know that regardless of what's the chaotic, the chaos
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
surrounding us, because we're not ignorant to the fact of what's
Mhm.
going on. We're not ignorant to the fact of the losses of so many beautiful
Absolutely.
lives and the
Absolutely.
tears shed by so many. We're not ignorant to it. We are not making light of it. I actually
Absolutely.
sympathize with them.
Yes.
Um, but as as for me personally, I'm just grateful for the covering.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's where I'm at. I am grateful for the recovery. So, I know one of your in the midst of it all testimonies is the healing of them little girls. Come on,
Yes.
talk about it.
Oh, that part. So, okay, so that was another reason why I haven't really had any of my personal author hats on this year, is because I took all the literary hats off for a good part of the probably like 6 weeks. I had the literary hat off because I was mommy. Okay, like we were in total mommy mode, and anybody that knows me knows all of the other titles don't mean nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like when it
Mm-mm.
comes down to my kids, that's all that matters. I have 4 beautiful daughters, and of those 4, 2 of them had severe cases of scoliosis, and we had to go through spinal surgeries, and they opted to do them simultaneously. So Ariana, who was the 15-year-old, she had her surgery on October 19th, and then Angel had her surgery the day after October 20th. And so it was really, girl, when I say it was more than a whole notion, like it took everything that I had in me and then some, because, when we found out, Ariana had, for those of your viewers who may not know about scoliosis, it's just like, it's a issue with your spine. And so your spine should be straight, but they had, and when they consider it severe, it means that the curve of the spine is greater than 50%. So Ariana's spine curve was a 65-degree. And so we had to get it solved, right? Because what the doctor was saying was that had the surgery not happened, she'd have a severe deformity for the rest of her life. And then with Angel, she had a double curve, or what they call the S curve. So her spine curved in 2 places, and it was at an 80%, 80-degree curve. And so the issue with that was, he was saying that it would cause her pulmonary issues. She'd have problems breathing. So, now you're talking about, this is literally life or death, a matter of life or death. So we had the surgeries done. The doctor had let me know, he's like, the first 48 hours are typically the most hellacious ones. If you can get through that, then you can make it through. And Lisa, when I tell you, it does not seem like that was 6 weeks ago. Like I remember it like it was yesterday, but at the same time, we are out of it. And it goes to what we were talking about earlier, how you don't want to focus on being in the storm. You want to
Right.
focus on coming out of the storm, right? And so, like for me, that was what was important, was to keep them focused as well, to know that, what, we're coming out of this. Like, don't feel like that where we are is where we're going to stay. So today, in fact, was their 6-week checkup. So Angel has gone from an 80-degree curve, and because of the surgery, she's now at 20-degree curve. And
Yeah.
Ariana has gone from 65% to 15%. So we are just, girl, we are so excited. So yeah, when you're talking about being grateful, as a
Mm-hmm.
mom, you never want to see your child go through pain. Like we would always choose to take it for them, right? And
Yeah.
so like to basically just be there, and almost it's like you're helpless, because all you can do is help. You can't take away the pain. You can't make it better, and so like they were in the hospital for a week. And for the first couple of days, they were living in increments of 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, they could push their medication button, and they were just in so much pain. They literally could not move the first day and a half. So literally every 5 minutes, you're moving them physically to try to reposition them because they're not comfortable. And so now to see them walking and, like they are totally medication free, like after the first week or two, they weren't taking any more medication. And so I'm just so, as you say, in the midst of it all, you talking about being grateful, and it's a different type of gratitude because now my babies are healed. So, yeah, I'm just grateful.
I remember right before their surgery, I was watching you all's church service, and I think you all were having an anniversary. And one of the songs you all were singing was "He Turned It."
Come on, yes, yes.
And I just remember
Girl.
how the spirit was flowing during that part. And one of the girls was actually doing the narration of the song, but whatever
Yes.
was going on, the spirit was so high, they did not want to release that song to move
Yes, that
on
was
to
Angel.
the next
Yes.
level. So to me, you are already rejoicing for what has already happened now, for what has
Yes.
happened, to see them up and moving around. Baby got, she got turquoise hair now.
That is my creator, baby. Angel is so artistic, and it mainly comes through her, that's how she expresses herself, is through like her hair and her nails and all that she is the fashion diva in the house. So absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So, so I think as the spirit moved doing that, because that was the Sunday before surgery when this took place. It was just a spoke. You all had already set the atmosphere. Your faith was there. So you didn't have doubt. You didn't give way to, okay, I know that they said that they're going to be in surgery. We know that they're going to be in ICU, because we do know someone else, another one of our close friends' daughter, just had the same surgery as well.
Absolutely.
And praise God, she is doing phenomenal.
Yes, yes. And wait, let me interrupt you really quickly with that. Like, I want to thank God so much for Tavia and Ava, because while the girls were recouping, like Tavia was like, look, if you need anything, let me know, because I know what you're about to go through. And then like her daughter, she's like, because we're here for you. And so there was a point where my girls wanted to reach out to Ava because they're like, we need to know what better looks like. And that's a message right there. When you can reach out to somebody that's done gone through what you are going through, somebody that's done made it. And so I can reach out to you and say, I just need to know what better looks like. Girl.
If you could have seen Ava the Sunday prior to her surgery.
When she was rejoicing.
Girl, you're not going to tell me that our children don't have faith.
Come on. They see what's going on. They know.
So in the midst of it all, I don't care what kind of trouble they have gone in. I don't care how they make you be talking to them. They act like they don't hear you. They are hearing.
Absolutely.
They are hearing, and they have a faith base of their own. And so we have taught them how to tap in.
Yep, absolutely right.
Seasons such as this. Whereas Ava has such a vibrant personality. Anyway.
Yes.
Such a vibrant personality. And I know for a fact she wanted to come and give them encouragement. I know that of her. That she wanted to be because she's a blessing and a testament.
Absolutely.
No man sharing.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, so in the midst of it all.
Yes, ma'am.
In the midst of it all, they have their own testimonies.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
In their little age group, they're able to be there for one another.
Mm-hmm.
They're able
Mm-hmm.
to testify. I've been through this. Let me tell you what to expect. And then
Absolutely.
to say, you know what? And you're going to be okay.
Now that's the part right there. And that was, when we were coming back from the doctor, like Ariana, she was saying that too. She said that it's important to her to be able to tell other people that they can make it. And so I said, you know what, you done hit the nail on the head, because, and Lisa, how we both are, like, my belief is our whole purpose for being is to be able to help other people, because somebody is as sure as you are sitting there, somebody is going to go through at least one of the storms that you've made it through. And so, like, it is kind of our responsibility to give back. If the Lord has brought us through, then to let somebody else know, you know what, I've been where you are. I know what this situation looks like. I know what this storm feels like. But guess what? I'm still here. So that means that you will be too if you just hold on. Absolutely.
Yes. That mustard seed of faith, as small as it is, it's worth so much.
Yes, come on.
It can add so much value.
Absolutely.
It's,
Absolutely.
it has more than dual, multiple roles. It's a protector. It's a way maker.
Come on, girl. Don't you have me run now. I'm trying to sit here and be cute
Girl,
on camera. Don't you have me get ugly up in here.
I can't remember. I had one, she had me up here doing the ugly crowd. I was like, I'm not gonna fool with y'all. I'm not gonna fool with y'all. I'm not gonna got me crying on camera. I should have edited.
Man, when I think about the goodness of Jesus, come on, you better, and all that he's done. Don't you stop. I'm trying to, girl. We gonna be done took him to church in a minute. Don't have it. Look.
Girl. Yep. Especially when you think about them young people.
That part. Come on. Because now, you know what? Because now there's nothing that I really have to tell them anymore about prayer. Because for those that week that they were in the hospital, those weeks that they were going through recovering, and so, like, yeah, I might have been there, their sisters may have been there, but even when we may not have been able to have come every, like at the moment that they call, what I heard them doing was calling on Jesus. What I heard them doing was praying. And even Ariana, because they were on my broadcast live yesterday, no, 2 days ago, and they were like, Ariana said, because I got to where I'm praying every day, so it's like, that's the difference when somebody tell you about a storm versus when you go through the storm for yourself. So it's like, whereas leading up to that time, I might have been telling them, what, it's good to pray. I might have been telling them about the importance of knowing to call on the name of Jesus. But when they were in that hospital and when they were not able to move and when their little bodies was racked with pain, you see what I'm saying? Like, now, mama ain't got to tell me about who this Jesus is, because I'm calling on him for myself. And I was in the room, when Ariana was going through a lot. They both were going through a lot, but Ariana had a little bit more issues, and she would just she would just be in that room, and in her tears, she's calling on me. She's like, Mommy, will you pray with me? And this is what I'm saying. So now there is something that I will never have to tell them about. It might be other stuff, but this right here, because once you learn this for yourself, ain't nobody ever got to tell you nothing else about that thing.
You know what what else I liked? And you may not see me out there all the time, but I be there. I get a hit and miss too. I like that they was able to lean on each other, because one couldn't move, and because Ariana couldn't move, so Angel went to her room.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's power. Where, you know what? Now that goes back to my group, holding the hand of my sister. Well, my sister here can't get around that much for herself. So you know what? God has given me a little strength. I'm gonna use this walker, push a chair, hold on to the IV thing, whatever it takes.
Yes.
Whatever it takes.
That was so powerful, Lisa. Like, it made me cry, because you know, when we were in the room the first 2 days, when we were in the hospital, I should say, the first 2 days, they were in ICU. And the doctors, they were so gracious because they knew, you know, they had already known that it was sisters, right? Because we had a lot of pre-op testing that we had to do. So they understood that it was sisters and that they would be there. So they really did as best as they could to accommodate us, especially keeping in mind that this is COVID, you know, so it's a lot of different stipulations that's in place. But despite that, they had them right next door to each
Yeah.
other in ICU. And so there were days when like Angel was going through and Ariana would know, you know, because I'm going back and forth between rooms and I'm letting Ariana know, you know what, Angel's not having a good day. And so she wouldn't feel good, but she would push herself because she knew that if her sister saw her, that would encourage her. And then, like you said, the same thing with Angel. Like once she knew that Ariana was having bad, she's like, hey girl, you know, so she'd get her strength up. And, you know, again, they didn't have a lot of physical strength, but whatever it was they had, they literally gave it to each other, you know. So they come to the room, they sit on the couch until they got uncomfortable, and then they have to get to walking and moving again. But it was just a point, even if it was just 5 minutes, as long as I can see my sister, that was encouragement to her. And ain't that how it is in real life when we going through something? You know, a lot of times we thinking that it's about $1 million or being able to have all these fancy things. Sometimes it's just that little word of encouragement that can really make a difference between whether I choose to give up or keep on
That's
going.
it. That's it. That's it. A smile, a hug. It don't have to be nothing tangible. I could
Yes,
nod at you. We make eye contact and you know.
absolutely. 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 And if I can just tell this story real quick, because it reminds me of the time, I think it was 2 years ago. It might be 2018 when I had my gala, and things were just kind of going every which way. And you saw me in the hallway, you know, and I'm trying to, I got my little evening gown on, my hair was cute, I was makeup done and everything, but I was on the inside, I was falling apart because literally everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And it was one of those times where if I would have told you, if your question was, what's wrong? If I would have told you, I would have just started breaking down crying because it was all I could do to hold on to it. But you just saw me and you said, no, 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 no. And you just grabbed me and you began to pray until heaven changed its mind, honey. And next thing I knew, like all of those tears that felt like they were going to come, they came back up inside. My entire mood shifted. You see what I'm saying? And I was able to get back in that room like nothing had ever happened. Nobody besides you and I were none the wiser. And to God be the glory for that. But that's what, like you're saying, like when you have that relationship with somebody, you don't always have to know what it is that they're going through.
Exactly.
When you know how a person is and you not sporting the smile you normally sport, or you ain't walking as tall as you normally walk, come on, let's just pray. I don't have to know what it is. And a lot of times, you know, we mess up. We want to get all messy because I need to know what I'm going to do if I do know. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Less
So,
means
you know
more.
what? Come on. I don't have to know. I don't have to know. All I know is that you're not at your best. So as your friend, as your sister, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray for you until I see you at your best. I'm going to continue until I see that smile return, until you start walking back straight like what I know you're supposed to walk. No, I'm going to just be there. We're going to just pray. And so I just thank God, as you're saying, in the midst of it all, I'm grateful because even just that mentality, that's one of growth and maturity. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to go through some things in life. You don't just always naturally have that. So I just thank God for getting me to a place where this is where I am, you know, just an attitude of gratitude.
Yes, yes. And it's a beautiful place to be in. And you know, and sometimes I have to remind myself, and the best way I could remind myself, I could look at myself from years back. And I'm one of these people, I journal about everything, and I do a memory book, and I go back and I'm like, oh, look, you know, but it's a reminder of where we came from. While we're trying to complain, here's something I'm serving you notice of how blessed you really are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Yes.
you need to get your blessed attitude together. and get going. You know, we
Yeah.
don't have time. And you know, and we all have our days. I ain't gonna never say that
Mhm.
we don't have that.
Mhm.
But I tell people you can have a pity reception. We don't do pity parties.
We don't do
A
parties, right?
reception.
Do a real brief, real
Right.
brief.
Get you one, let that one tear fall, let the other one go halfway, and get your life in order.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then let's
Call
keep
it
it moving.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Call it
Yeah.
wonderful. Call it wonderful.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You all have just witnessed another episode of In the Midst of It All. Grateful. I am so happy because that's what y'all, I am, I am doing, this is 20 something, almost
Wow.
30,
Wow.
episode 30. Oh, I'm almost there.
Yes.
So if we're
Awesome.
gonna finish
Awesome.
up the year, it has been such a blessing. So many beautiful people. And so, hey, if you would like to share your testimony with us, come on and have a conversation. That's all it is, a conversation, and talking about how you overcame in the midst of it all or what you're grateful for. I would love to have you. Gonna find the information in the caption up there. Use it. You want to come hang out with your girl. But until we meet again, remember to smile. Remember to be kind to other people as well as yourself. Remember to encourage others and encourage yourself. Until we meet again, God bless. See ya. See you.